Hello everybody, Diabetes the Second here, with some Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Small post-tournament race. Getting ready to go here in a moment. Waiting for one person to ready up. Once they do, we'll be underway. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Hey, Fat Boy, welcome. Glad to hear it. I was wondering. I know that you had mentioned it last time you were here. Glad it went well. Hopefully it should be a chill time here with the race. Hopefully we'll start relatively soon. Small group. It's been a bit difficult to get folks together. Not sure if it's just a little bit of burnout from the tournament, or, you know, just that time of year too. People are busy. Plus it is a bit of an awkward time of day, I suppose. Kind of the middle of the day, rather than evening time or early on. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock here, Eastern Daylight. So, yep, that 6-hour time difference. You're right, though. That's about the right time to have a good, chill, wind down for the evening type of stream. Hopefully we can provide a little bit of that for you. You know me, I'm not the most excitable person. I've been known to get a little irritated at the RNG from time to time. But we try to keep things pretty chill. If you or anybody else hasn't checked out the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament, all the VODs should be posted up to YouTube probably shortly. Somebody will probably also be playlisting them for your viewing ease. If not, you'll find them on channels related to Randomania and RPG Limit Break, a couple probably on Speed Gaming as well. But a good summer tournament, good to watch. Last person's readied up, we're about to start here, so 3, 2, 1, go. Female Pilgrim, I believe, from Dragon Warrior 3 for this one. I think. Starting with the Stones of Sunlight, Dragon Scale, Hurt, 714, 26-8. Pretty nice offensive start. Should be able to take out anything in zones 0. Well, zone 0 for sure. 1 can have a few bigger enemies that would be a bit challenging. 3, 1, 5, 0 at level 2. Something like a wolf would be a challenge. I think probably the rest would be okay. 6, 5, 3, 0 again. That may be the case, Fat Boy. This might actually be, like, the Sage or something. I'm just not familiar as much with Dragon Warrior 3. So you could be very correct. 4, 4, 2, 8. And outside. Huh. I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at the sheet right now, and I am not sure what sprite this is. Either I have a mistake, very possible. Or, yeah. I wonder if it changed at some point. But you're right, it's the female Sage sprite, but the color palette is incorrect. One of the two. Either the original is incorrect. The randomizers, well, the original obviously is correct, but either the randomizer is incorrect or my sheet is incorrect. One way or the other. Should be casting Hurt on these guys. I'm paying too much attention to the sprite sheet. Have to sort that out. Not easy to grab a Sage in Dragon Warrior 3, but I'm sure I'll be able to find some gameplay somewhere that shows it. 2, 2, 8, 4, no spell. So pretty unremarkable stats here. Hurt is still our best offense. Since we're out of MP, just taking a look around, looks like this could be the eastern edge of the map. Probably is. based on how flat it is. Oh, Red Dragon, hello. Good day, sir. Well, let's just call that a strategic MP refill. Which, in fairness, it kinda is. Ooh, Poltergeist with hurt more. Fortunately, that one rolled super low, so we survived. Not much else we can do about it. Nice crit. Not necessary against a Drakey, but I'll take it. Never gonna complain about crits. Probably taking a death refill here. Yeah. I mean, it is our best offensive option, so it makes sense. In one way, shape, or form. Like a lot of water to the south. This may actually also be the southern edge of the map. Hard to tell based on the information that we have. Haven't seen that long flat edge, just that little bit south of the castle. Level 6 has for us. 10 power is fantastic. 1, 2, 16. Heal more, and sleep. Burnt is still the best offensive option. And slimes have fire breath. That's when they get you, man. When you least expect it. There's a cave up here to the north that we haven't seen yet. Stone's Cave with 1 freebie chest. It is an herb. Not the worst thing to find. We don't have a lot of MP. We do have heal more, though. It's not super necessary. Magidrake's also with Herkmore. That's interesting. Another cave up here to the northwest, and there's red dragons in this direction too, and they have Dragonlord Breath. Oh boy. This is gonna be a fun one, we can tell. Red dragons to the left of me, red dragons to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle, with no Urdrick's armor. Swamp south. Nice Druid Lord kill. It's a nice 116 XP there in the last 30 seconds. 9, 5, 16, 2. Kinda want to keep the heal more. Eastern edge of the map again. Different area, obviously. Sure, we'll take one more. I don't really want to go through swamp. Don't have the HP for it. Of course, I don't have the HP to be alive either, so that works too. Nothing really here on the second continent that we've seen. A dead end. Eastern edge of the map again. I'm guessing that's further to the north, question mark? Enemies are right there on the other side of Swamp Cave seem to be pretty decent. Both the Wraith and the Druid Lord are wonderful enemies for us right now. Hurt is still slightly better than punching. But with 60-some HP, we can pretty much take them out before needing to heal more, but we can do that after battle, which is pretty nice. Oh, I take it back. This actually looks like it's the northern part of the map. So maybe there's just a large lake below the castle. There's also a big dead end up here. Oh, drill match, I have heal more. That sucks. Okay, I wasn't planning on a an excellent move there. It's still pretty impossible for us to take him out. We crit him for only 27. Just gonna take the Death Warp, but you know, you never know. Maybe he'll have Stop Spell and miss it 5 times in a row and we'll cast Hurt a bunch. Kind of running into a situation where we had in a race recently as well, where we have enough strength that things that we can fight are starting to run away. And we're just not strong enough to sustain ourselves against some of the bigger enemies. Not quite as bad as that situation, but definitely still a little tenuous. This isn't really the best idea either, but we should be able to survive and be able to take down the knight. It'll use all our resources, but XP's XP. You can also try to put him to sleep. It's only about a coin flip to hit, so... Aha, a town. It is coal. Got a shop, we got a search tile. The big stick. What a find. What a find. All the shields, small, large, silver. And no armor. Erdrick's Sword, though, that is an unreal pickup. Our offense is... I mean, our defense is also abysmal, but the increased offense is going to make a massive difference. It would be nice at this point to start fighting some of those bigger enemies. Basically doubled our attack power in about 10 seconds. Okay, when I said bigger enemies, that didn't mean red dragons. I should have been a little bit more specific. Hey, Miplet, welcome in. Playing some Dragon Warrior Randomizer, as we are wont to do pretty often. If you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon, or whatever it happens to be in your local time zone. Now, scorpions with heal more as well. Added to the list. At least 3 different enemies that we've seen with it so far. A couple of which would be fantastic for us to fight right now. 7023. Pretty uneventful level. Really? 39 was not enough. 2 low rolls. Biggest thing we need to do is just find a zone to grind in. Perhaps going across Swamp Cave. We saw a zone already with the Druid Lords and Wraiths. That's pretty good. Hopefully there's nothing super scary in that zone, but I think that's where we're gonna head. Wraith Knight, this is another great enemy. Should be able to two-shot it more often than not. The double dodge from the Druid Lord. Gotta love it. 1 in 256. Casually run away from a red dragon with 30 agility, no big deal. Nice round 800 XP. I wonder if this is a couple of zones that I'm straddling right here, because we've seen like 5 or 6 enemies now. Wraith Knight. Oh, I guess that is 5. Wraith Knight, Druid Lord, Droll Magi, Slime. Well, Green Dragon 2, this is 2 different zones, just not sure what the boundaries are, as... That's a big swing. Definitely trying to, Fat Boy. Definitely trying to. It's really kind of a matter of just survival, right? We've got the attack power, and we've got a zone of several good enemies for us to fight. We've just gotten a little bit of bad luck. Be nice if we could pick up a little bit of defense, but realistically, even large shield is probably the most likely thing we'll be able to afford anytime soon, and even that only is going to basically take 1 to 2 damage off per swing for us. Not really a whole lot. If we get just a little bit more HP, that would really help. So you're seeing here that the werewolf is able to take more than half of our HP off per swing. Also, consistently is rolling in the top quarter to third of its damage range. It's probably about 20 to 40, keeps rolling in the mid-30s. And then rolls 19-19, because that makes sense. Level 9, 4, 1, 6, 3. No spell. Effectively, yeah. It's possible, just because of rounding and such, that you can have an odd-to-odd situation, but yes, you're not going to see anything different than that. So it could have been 19 to 39, technically. Out of the red dragon fire, and into the blue dragon physical attack. Yikes. Two things we didn't get much of at that level. Agility and HP. Arguably the two things that are most critical for us to get right at the present moment. In fairness, I probably shouldn't have tried to walk the 3 steps with 1 HP into the cave, but I mean, Plains Tiles 1 in 24 encounter rate, you don't anticipate a next step encounter. But that's on me. Actually run from 2 red dragons in this seed so far, which is pretty remarkable, again, considering our agility's in the low 30s. What we need to do is just stay alive and crank out some HP, or XP rather, looking for some HP. Like it might be an east-west zone boundary, as we learn the Wraith Knights have sleep. That is suboptimal. They also have hurt more. When we go to the west, we fight things like green dragons, mage wyverns. If we go to the east, we have Wraith Knights, and such. Gosh, that's unlucky. That's the town of Cole that we've already seen, and I'm guessing this dead ends right up here to the north, based on what we saw earlier. And it does. So the rest of the seas to the northwest are on the second continent. Okay, apparently there's a lot of Drakies here and not a lot of Droll Magi. Went across the bridge last time. Just to the west here, there was a cave. This has to be the grave. Nice crit. 3 chests we can access here, no keys yet, so can't do the rest. We've got fairy water. We've got gold. We've got an herb. Not the worst, not the best. Hey Super Boss, how's it going? I am not mistaken. I know my dark navigation perfectly. And welcome OAG as well. Hopefully you both are having wonderful Saturdays. It's going okay here, just having a bit of a race. Interesting seed. Lots of attack power. No agility, and no defensive equipment. 9405, no spells yet again. And this goes to a dead end. Shopping done, food obtained, let's go. I did that this morning, which is surprising because I'm not a morning shopper normally. I'm definitely an end-of-the-day type of shopper, but they keep restricting the hours at my local grocery. It appears that we are sitting at over 100 attack power with 18 defense points. Well, I call it a dead end because I died in it. But you are very correct. It is a chance for progression elsewhere. We've already seen that the zones here seem to be pretty decent for grinding. And maybe this is one zone somehow. Not really sure how. Maybe it's a north-south boundary, actually. Top up here might be Green Dragon, Magic Wyvern, etc., and then below is the Drool Lord, Wraith Knight, etc. zone. Huh. Good to know. In terms of damage done to us, absolutely. I mean, we have sub 20 defense, so it's not really that much of a surprise, but probably you're more likely to see it if you just happen to step out into a zone early on in the game. Not so much at level 10, where we're considering fighting them. Yeah, they can probably do low to mid-30s to us at max still, even at this point. I just know at some point it's gonna happen. I'm gonna go like 3 tiles off screen from where I've been standing here. And I'm gonna find a town, and instead I've been just taking deaths and walking all the way back. And I'm gonna be mad. Okay though, this XP is really fast. The only problematic enemy here is the Wraith Knight because it has sleep perk more. That's true, a slime already hit us for, what, 22 in the seed? Hey look, we got back attacked and slept. I'll do my best, OAG. How about dodged? Can I get dodged? Just shy of level 11. Next encounter that isn't a slime should do it. Ten more power is great. 6-1-1. And repel. Darn it! There is a town right here. How? How did I somehow know? Just because it usually happens, and it's it's Keytown. Angry indeed. Again, this is like a couple of steps off screen from where we could see it, and we could have had keys in 5 minutes. Oh, full plate is here. We did pick up the half plate, so there's that. Hard shield as well. Can't quite afford that though, unless there's gold here. There is not. It is a cursed belt. Our first of the seed. This though is definitely the bottom of the map. Yeah, literally it's like 3 steps south off screen. Considering we already have Erdrick's sword, realistically the only thing that's going to make anything better is if we happen upon Erdrick's armor. So I don't think there's any big rush to get back to the throne room instantly. Nice crit. So we have the stones, but we still need the harp and the token. We have Erdrick's sword, but not the armor. Death Necklace, Flute, Fighter's Ring are all still out there. Right now we have the 4 chests in Tanthagil, the 5 chests in the Mountain Cave, 2 chests in the bottom of the grave, 3 chests in the back of Garenham, Tablet Cave, and then all 3 search tiles. Or, well, 2 of the 3 search tiles. We've already found coal. So still lots of stuff to check. Might as well Feral Repel up. We're not going to be repelling any of the good stuff. Well, Metal Scorpion, maybe. Alright, next enemy should... Whoops. Next enemy should give us level 12. Still looking for agility, still looking for HP. Sweet Home sucked. Okay, well, good to know. The premise of it, I read it, it seemed a little outlandish. $116.59 there at level 12. I mean, not that it has to be like some hyper-realistic, you know, whatever. I mean, I like plenty of, like, sci-fi horror or, you know, kind of action thriller type stuff. It's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know, there's something about the premise just didn't seem all that interesting to me. But that's me. I don't really do a whole lot of TV, film, etc. anymore. 50s style CGI. Okay. If you could show me an original example of 50s CGI, I will do my best to compare and let you know what I think. If you mean practical effects and such, like monsters and things like that, it's interesting. I mean, because I do kind of like that. I do like practical effects. Oh wow. Armored Knights and Red Dragons in the zone, that's awful. That is not a fun zone. Alright, in the treasure we've got the Death Necklace, which could be a slow gold grind, Herb, Torch, Silver Harp. So that's quest item number 2. And that is optional item number 1, which, based on our HP, we're not anywhere near using it yet, but you never know. It shouldn't exist, it's that bad. Well, that is, That's pretty bad. Tablet Cave. I did. Hopefully that's okay. I did it, like, today. Okay, full gold grind is available in the Tablet Cave. Interesting. Munchers are shareable. I did notice that there were some that were not shared, so good to know. Glad it wasn't an accident. Ooh, the dodge. Well, you know, those emotes that have that OAG style, it only makes sense that you'd want them out there. Is it worth trying to force a gold grind now for better equipment? Can certainly try. Cole had a silver shield. Cole is kind of out of the way on its own, though, which isn't ideal. I doubt I'm going to be diving the grave with 11 MP. Be safe here, we just want to pick up the 3 chests. Perhaps. I forget exactly what was said, but it was a little... like, I'm not gonna delete this, and I'm not gonna say anything, but... like, it wasn't anything super bad, but... I mean, nobody else said anything, so I was like, well, if everybody else is okay with it, then I'm okay. It also wasn't a name I recognized. Granted, it certainly could be somebody who's there just infrequently, or God knows I don't always pay super close attention to everybody. I mean, obviously there's the the usual suspects, as it were. There's some people who pop in from time to time that I'm just not as familiar with. But yeah. Spreadacle, I gotcha. We got plenty of those here too. Everybody's generally good though. I'll keep that in mind. Are we really gonna sit here and there's just gonna be no more nights? Well, I guess we are gonna try to dive. Encounter rate, you're killing me here. But you're not killing me, you're killing me or trying to kill me with things that can't kill me. Okay, now that I decided I'm gonna dive, now you're gonna throw the big boys. Okay, okay, I see how it is. That was pretty bonkers. Lots of encounters. 2, 12, 5, 1. I don't even know what spell I grabbed there. It's not hurt more. Oh, scorpions have Dragon Lord breath. How about that? 1 in 64 chance to dodge. And he hit it. Right. Okay, we're gonna go to the basement. I'm not sure if this is technically faster or not. It probably is. So that the chest there was the death necklace, and we'll give, I believe it's 100 to 128 gold, question mark, something, or 100 to 125, something like that. The chest down here. We'll give 500 to 755. So basically, was the walk faster than picking up quadruple the number of chests? And the answer is probably yeah. This is also much less annoying. Definitely have done a gold grind on one of the death necklace chests or search tiles before. And we've also seen full plate across the swamp cave. So we're gonna, if we can, get both. The extra 8 defense from full plate won't make as much difference, but 20 defense from Silver Shield will make a lot of difference. Yeah, Fat Boy, we can do that sometimes. There's definitely some options. Depends on what's in the basement. So any chest that is attached to the castle, whether that's in the treasury, in the basement, or probably the most fun option. Ugh. Wow. Our run luck against reds, we are using all of it. My favorite gold grind is probably if Swamp Cave is in the basement and Garenham is on the other side. You can gold grind or whatever grind those chests as well, which is kind of fun. Well, we were trying to, but we were not successful, at least not against the Red Dragon. Fun Police still in full force, they have Dragonlord Breath. But we got the Silver Shield, that's the more important thing for us to have grabbed. We do have a half plate, worth 16 defense. It's not the 24 defense, a full plate. A dragons with stop spell, interesting. Might just have to play the odds. He doesn't seem to want to use the Dragonlord Breath super often? I should have chosen my words more carefully, Fat Boy, apparently. Spike Tile enemy is a stone man. Meh. I mean, we've got a lot of attack power, but apparently he has sleep, and that's... well, hurt is okay. Maybe we could try stop spell against him instead of sleep. Oh, it worked that time. It can have up to 50% stop spell resistance. It just depends on how often stop spell lands. That time it missed. Still really don't like this grind. Not gonna stay here. It's really not bad because we have pretty good attack power, but... ugh. Perhaps I should have stayed for one or two more, then I could have enough cash to pick up the full plate. It's alright. Yeah, the spellcasting, it's kind of the trade-off. It's the guaranteed encounter every 2 steps. It's the same encounter every time, so you know exactly what you're getting. And if you're able to land Stop Spell right away, it looks like he's basically going to do no damage to you, so you could stay there indefinitely, which is kind of nice. So it definitely has advantages, but I agree, the costs, one, of Stop Spell not landing every time. Granted, we only cast it 3 times and it landed twice. That's, 2/3 isn't bad. And maybe we got unlucky with the one that missed. Maybe he's only got 1 out of 16 resistance. But you're right, the spellcasting dialogue is definitely slower than a physical attack would be. Overall, we're over an hour into the seed, and it just very much feels like we've been just slow. I mean, it certainly hasn't been the easiest seed, with survivability being not great. But for a seed where we were at least doing damage and didn't have to really struggle to grind, we had the hurt spell, we got enough attack power within a couple levels to start swinging at stuff. Just feels very lackluster. Hawksness up here to the northwest. And it is a red dragon. Ugh, this is not ideal. Kinda have to play the numbers and hope it doesn't breathe on us. Or just crit it. Crit it works too. That's perfect. I would have preferred something slightly better than the Fairy Flute, but, that works. Check it off. Another town and a cave. Town is Cantlin. Quick look for armor. I think I need more herbs than that. Apparently not. Still gotten enough in loose chests. Coordinates. Really? 1 south, 18 east. Our luck, it's probably the armor. Could have gotten it 10 seconds into the seed, instead we'll get it an hour and 5 minutes in. full plate. The cave here next door is going to be Mountain Cave or one of the turn-ins. The Staff Cave, we already have the harp, so that works out. Okay, interesting map. And there's nothing here. So I think that just leaves the area to the south where we ran into red dragons and armored knights earlier. Beyond that, north of the grave on the first continent, and that's it. Still out there, Garenham with either the Jerk Cave or the Mountain Cave behind it, whichever isn't also out there. And then Breckenary is somewhere as well. In the meantime, the knight gives us level 14, 14 more strength, 5, 46, and 6. That is a lot of HP. We go from nowhere near ready to almost Death Necklace safe. Still a little bit thin on MP, so we're not quite ready yet. Hey, we learned Hurt more as well, I didn't even notice. Good to know, though. Nice thing about all that extra HP is that even against things like red dragons here, now if he physical attacks us, we're not, you know, in death range from Dragonlord Breath. We'll keep the heal more just in case. Bridge should go to a short dead end. And I think that'll wrap up this continent. It does. Sure. Really? It's kind of a fun little search spot. It's the token, so it is the last of the quest items. Ooh, I am down to 1 key. Let's fix that. Not the fastest here, but since Remolder's on the second continent, and you know, Mountain Cave could be in the back, maybe there are no other keys, we do want to make sure that we maintain key access. I think at least some of the question at the present moment needs to be, do I look for Garenham or do I dive for the bottom of the grave? Garenham and the Mountain Cave combined have 8 checks. The grave only has 2, and we do still need the armor. This is the grave. Interesting spot for a cave. Are you the jerk turn in? You are the Mountain Cave. We also have Radiant. The jerk cave is in the back of Garenham. Only thing we still need, Verdrick's armor. Good thing we had outside early, because red dragons in Swamp Cave, since they're also in the top of the Mountain Cave here, would have been pretty nasty to try to navigate through. Alright, an empty chest, now wings that we don't need. Gold that we also don't need. 1 check left. It's gold. Gold is not Erdrick's armor. There's Charlock as well. It's the other thing we needed to find. I'm guessing there's not going to be much or... Oh wow. What a spot for Garenham. Oh, it's Breckenary, never mind. It is nice that we have the town there to heal at before we go into Charlock, once we're ready. Okay, unless I've mismapped something, the only place left to go is to the northeast through these plains tiles. Oh, there's the missing town. So, remember last time we were up here, we chose to go across the bridge to the south, ran into a red dragon and died, so if we had just gone northeast instead of straight east, we would have found this sooner. Although, did we have keys at this point? I don't think we did. We'll look for full plate if we need to. Alright, gold cursed belt. Fighter's ring. So, armor's at the bottom of the grave or in Charlock. And the jerk cave is here. Melt full plate or magic armor. If they had magic armor, I would probably just go into the back and pick up the gold chest a couple times. But plain clothes, not gonna do it. I can't believe last time we tried to do this, we died to a scorpion of all things. Alright, one more shot for not armor in Charlock. And if you're in here watching me race, any time with any frequency, I have very much come to like grinding and trying to do a single dive for armor and to win, if possible. This might be one of those situations where that's not what I do, just because neither of the grind tiles are all that great. Stone Man is probably the worst case scenario, and not counting abilities or anything, but Stone Man's probably just because of the very high HP and low XP reward. And Red Dragons with Dragonlord Breath, also kind of suboptimal. Although, it's fairly close to Cantlin. That is worth considering. Yeah, it's been happening an awful lot lately, hasn't it? Like, probably 4 out of the last 7 or 8 races. And I mean, the odds are... they're higher than you'd probably like them to be. For that to be the case, just based on the number of chests that are there, but still, it's... at best, like 1 in 6. But we've had it quite a bit lately. I don't remember if I checked the shop here. I don't think I did. No, I walked in and walked out. Magic armor that I just can't quite afford, naturally. But I think a dive and grind, pick up the armor. Makes sense in context. Plus, it's a good information gathering session. We'll know that we'll have to deal with red dragons or not, or whatever else. Oh, Red Dragon, my friend. Remember the whole seed before this when they really didn't use their breath attack that frequently? Apparently, this one didn't get the memo. See what level 15's got for us. If it's got a ton, then we could consider doing a single dive, but 3, 4, 13, 12. I mean, that does put us in Death Necklace safe range. Gosh, that 2 MP that we're short for a 10th heal more actually kind of does make a difference. With the Death Necklace looking at 143 attack power, 10 to 21 damage. Like 15.5 on average, just like 10 to 11 attacks to win with 9 heal mores. And we're going to be burning one here on the top floor. Yeah, the problem is you actually can't cast outside from the top floor of Charlock, believe it or not. It kind of treats you as if you're still outside, very similar to the way that you can't cast outside from Hawksness. You can cast Return, and it will take you back to the castle, even from the top floor of Charlock. Kind of an interesting quirk of the way things are programmed. But since I didn't want to go all the way back home, made sense to do it that way. Honestly, the play here is probably just to get another level. It's probably not to try to squeeze out the fight here at level whatever we're at, 15. Let's see how the rest of the dive goes, though. Playing it safe on these golems. They punched way too hard for us to give up 20 to 40 HP. let's see the bottom zone. Stone men are more annoying than anything. And there's our problematic red dragon. Now, we're gonna play it safe, so we're gonna have to redive. We can't afford to go this deep into Charlock. Pick up no... Oh, he stop-spelled me. I didn't realize. That's pretty bad. I glanced away and looked at the numbers for a second. But I was gonna say, it's pretty bad to both not get the armor and not get any experience on the walk. Like, you gotta get one or the other. At worst. This could be good. Or they might not actually share the Red Dragon Zone, unfortunately. $97.50 for the level. Since we're not defense breaking anything on the way down, I don't think it's worthwhile to try to really dive and grind. Zone is like just a tiny bit too weak. Kind of funny that we've not run into a single red dragon. I'm virtually certain we died on this island to one earlier. Maybe it was a green dragon. Of course it has heal more. Of course it does. Nice crit. Very nice crit. Yes, let's go. Green Dragon, you frustrate me with your heal more. I agree, that was a very nice, excellent move. It's a bit startling to only crit something for that much at this point in the game. But technically our minimum is what, 66? A range of 66 to 133, so we rolled 69. Oh, we'd use heal more. It's one bad thing about rolling super high on a physical attack. And the mist hurt more. Alright, very quickly getting up there to 9750. Again, was this the right idea? I'm not sure. It always depends. I think any extra MP for more heal mores is going to help. And it didn't seem like Charlock was all that inviting when it came to easy enemies to take out. And fair enough. I mean, I would probably say that the Stone Man grind might be a fraction faster. I mean, top of Charlock grind wouldn't be the worst. 22717, that's awesome. That's the fun thing about these seeds, that there's always a bit of min-max thought process, and there's not necessarily a right answer, or there might be answers that you don't even really think of. And I'm sure we'll talk about it a bit in the post-game, but like grind options there is definitely a big one. Ideally, it's one of the 2 spike tiles. But now 2 extra heal mores, a tiny bit more strength probably means it's a very likely win on 10 swings. Really? Plains tile? Armored Knight? Alright, 2 Healmores down, 9 left. And I still have a very high likelihood of running away from golems. Really, the primary reason is just not wanting to take chip damage in case we fail to run. If we were heal walking it off, that's one thing, but since we're not... Alright, bottom zone. We know that there's some trouble down here, just not sure how much. Alright. First chest, magic key. Second chest, torch. Gold. Herb. Fairy water. Cursed belt. Guess what that means? Trying to salvage it. Cruel game is cruel and rude. Only one chest left in the game that we haven't checked. Gosh, 2 dives and no armor, that is absolutely killer. Picked up a torch in the treasury, so we should be fine. Yeah, then I would be very confused. I have done something like that before, I think. Where I feel like I checked everything, couldn't find the last item, and it turned out that somehow I think I had walked into coal or something and not checked the search tile. And it was like the missing quest item or something, and I was like, how? How did I come in here and not check? Yeah, that would have been a very, very challenging backtrack, to go back through half of the bottom zone with red dragons, and then have to go through it a third time on the way back down. At least the middle zone doesn't have that problem. Really? First time I've ever done that. Apparently escape pauses. It's right next to my mic button. Oh no, if I lose by a second, I'll know why. But that's a very interesting fact. Why I've never... Or I don't think I've ever done take when I meant to search. But I could definitely see it happening. Like, it certainly wouldn't be the first time that somebody's ever made a mistake like that. Not again. Wow, much worse off this time. We only used, I think, 3 herbs on the last dive onto the bottom floor and into the treasury. This time we got out of the first zone with just 1 left. Poor run luck against the Armored Knight. Poor luck against the Red Dragon. Only saving grace is we will get to heal walk off any damage we take once we pick up the armor. Ideally, I'm not going to use the last herb, and I'm not going to use any more heal mores. Ideally, he says, as he gets multiply run blocked by the werewolf. Oh, it was the armor. I mean, we knew it had to be. If it weren't, then I've grossly done something terrible. As we multiply run fail from the Axe Knight. This is not great. At least the stop spell can't hit us anymore. Dragonlord Breath can, though. Every step. Now I'm debating whether I should outside out again, rather than try this on 8 heal mores. Back attacks. At least we're defense breaking them now. EV2 agility, can't run from anything, back attacked by everything. Alright, let's see what our spike tile enemy is. Armor Knight. Not ideal. Alright, we really need first strike on DL2. Stop spell is fantastic. Oh. Nope. Tried, it did not coax the stop spell. We do not get first strike because it's absolutely critical that we do. Open with 16. $32. $45. $60. $81. $102. 17. I can't swing at 42. $137. Still can't swing at 42. I think that was 155 and then 172. Bonkers. That was a really clean fight. Well, not exactly the way we wanted to finish it, but we did get it done. Second place finish, 1:53.16. That is 64 seconds behind Lord of the Synth, who took first. But thanks for the GG's Fat Boy and Miplet, appreciate it. Definitely not our finest run, got some really unfortunate RNG and multiple dives there through Charlock, but it is what it is. Everything else I think we played extremely well. But it is what it is. We'll get some lights on here, since apparently it has decided to turn night pre-7 o'clock. I do hate this time of year for that reason. As long as we're still not in daylight savings, I'm okay. But as soon as we go to standard time, then we're going to be in trouble. I don't like when the sun goes down at 5:30 or, hell, 5 o'clock later on in the winter time. We'll take a hot second here, let the credits play out, and we'll take a look at the map. Alright, so taking a look at this one. Start off in the eastern edge of the map. We thought it could have been the bottom of the map, but it turns out that the second continent over here was actually kind of the bottom half of the map. But we started off here, Tanthagil. Reasonable starting stats, 7 strength, 14 agility, 26 HP, 8 MP, and the spell of Hurt. So Hurt was our best offensive weapon for probably the first 5 or 6 levels. That allowed us to get started fairly easily. Zone 0 included enemies like Magidrakes, so those were easy one-shots for the most part with Hurt. So we were able to use that. And then we were able to move next door into Zone 1 and take out some slightly bigger enemies shortly thereafter once we got a little bit more HP and a little bit more MP, which came at level 4, 5, and 6. We did see the Stones Cave just to the north through some swamp. That was just an herb, so nothing special there. We also found Swamp South just to the west of that as well. That we were able to outside through because we learned outside, I think, at level 2. No, yeah, something like that. 2 or 3 or 4. Pretty early. And once we got to the other side, we just kind of hung around for the most part right in this area here. We did go up and find the dead end here just to the northeast of Swamp and saw that it was the eastern edge of the map. But we saw some decent enemies here. We took out a couple of Druid Lords on our first trip and I think picked up level 7 at the time. But we also saw Wraiths and Wraith Knights over there, so it looked like a pretty solid zone. But unfortunately, it kind of became a bit of a challenge, and it's probably where we lost a decent bit of time at some point in the race. Because once we did that, we did go... So we saw that it was a decent zone, but, you know, with not a lot of HP, we had seen, and when we tried to explore to the east, we saw red dragons right around this area. When we explored to the west, we saw there were red dragons before we got to the swamp cave. So both a hindrance, especially with very low agility. We were kind of sitting in the 30s for agility until like level 10 or 11. But we did eventually make our way up and around. We found coal, and that's where we found Erdrick's sword. So that was a massive pickup. Relatively early. Again, not in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but probably within the first 20 to 25 minutes. And again, considering we had to go through a red dragon zone to get there, that's not too bad. So once we were able to do that, we saw that they had a silver shield. We weren't able to afford a large shield at the time. No armor options there. We kind of got back to it and decided, go across the swamp cave, let's hit up that zone. And the problem that we were running into is that Wraith Knights turned out to have Sleep and Hurt more. There were also green dragons in the area and magic wyverns, both of which can two-shot us. And even though we had heal more, we just didn't have enough HP to kind of sustain ourselves, so that became a bit of a problem. We took a number of deaths over here, plus some garbage luck. I think we got double dodged once by a Druid Lord, and that cost us life and some other nonsense. And notice the big R right here, and we didn't see the Tanner Vermulder for a good 20 minutes after we had already made it to the second continent. So this was huge. This was key access. It was access to a gold grind in the castle. It was access to, at the time, the bottom of the grave, which really wasn't all that helpful, but it would have really opened things up for us in terms of other things that we could do, check, or otherwise. And I think particularly the defensive options would have been really nice to have earlier than we did. But once we did find keys, we kept on the grind, because again, with already having Erdrick's sword, there's really not a big push. The armor, sure, but the armor is, you know, many... Sorry about that. Many places that the armor can be, and not very likely that it's in the castle. But we did eventually check the castle, found the death necklace and the silver harp there. In the basement, we found the tablet cave with gold, so gold grind was available. We promptly went over to the grave and forged one, picked up the silver shield and coal, but were not able to get the full plate, which we had seen in Vermulder. We died to a red dragon before we got to do that. Got back to the grind, did some exploration, and just kind of started crossing things off. Long dead end up here north of the swamp cave. To the west of swamp, we did eventually find Hawk's Nest, which was a red dragon, which we were lucky to get through. Red dragons had Dragonlord Breath and Stop spell. Didn't seem to be very high percentage of either. Probably 25 to 50%. Sorry, just answering something real quick. So we were able to get through that and pick with the Fairy Flute. which turned out to be somewhat helpful. We did use it quite a bit in Charlock to get away from golems, at least just to be safe. Found the staff turn-in, which was great because we already had that. And then we checked Cantland for coordinates, and the coordinates were 1 south, 18 east, so very easy to count, right near the castle, and that was Erdrick's token. That was our last quest item. Rest of everything west of Cantland was nothing, and then a couple of dead ends down here to the south. So back to the Prime Continent, we went west of the grave, found Mountain Cave, full cleared that, didn't find anything. Saw Breckenary right here behind Charlock, good stepping off point for healing before going in. And finally found Garenham, which had the Death Necklace, no, had the Fighter's Ring, and then the Jerk Cave in the back. But no armor. Finished diving the grave, no armor, so armor in Charlock confirmed. It was really a challenge to try to figure out exactly how to approach the end. You know, because we had a number of options. Stats at level 15 definitely were good enough to win, but probably for a double dive situation. Outside chance to do it on a single dive if the enemies cooperate. They did not. Spoilers. And then level 16 was clearly a go level for a single dive. But yeah, it just didn't go as well as we wanted. Just got no luck on the first time through. Second time through, just the fact that the armor was not in the bottom 6 chests instead was in the 7th chest in Charlock. That was a huge miss, and then we were able to do it on the 3rd, but the time has already been lost. And I graduated near Charlock from 1516. I've gone to Charlock trying to get armor while fighting the weak werewolves and great dragons with her. I mean, that's definitely true. And that's I think probably one of the other discussion points for potential time gain or time loss and kind of the strategy with this particular seed was really the end game. I mean, yeah, I think the early to mid game stuff was maybe a bit of unluckiness and, you know, could you stick around in like zone 0, 1, 2 and hack stuff down? It's like, well, I have Erdrick's Sword. I'm doing 25 to 30 damage to these things. I can one-shot them. Shouldn't I try to fight some stuff that's a bit bigger? That's worth more than double the XP. And it's like, well, yeah, but it just didn't work out for us, at least at the very beginning. Eventually it did. Once we got up to like level 9, 10 and picked up some defensive equipment, it worked out really well for us. We hung out a lot in the desert here around Swamp North, taking out things like the Wraiths, the Wraith Knights, Druid Lords, Magic Wyverns, etc. But when it came to the end game and diving at 15 versus diving at 16, whether to burn down and pick up the armor in 1 versus 2, yeah, it's definitely a question as to whether or not I should have picked up level 16 versus diving at 15 with the intent to also grind for 16 and do a double dive for armor. Like I said, I probably would have liked to single dive it if possible. That's really kind of how I've been approaching these armor and Charlock situations. I did say, though, I think that the situation here with the stats such as they were so borderline that I probably could have, because the grind options were not great outside of Charlock. That's why I initially did the dive for armor. And unfortunately, it just died to a bad red dragon encounter in the bottom zone. But that was kind of the intent there. There just happened to be a decent zone there to the in this area right here, which is where we eventually saw an Axe Knight. And I was just gonna, it's like, well, if there's Axe Knights here and red dragons, I know that I died to a red dragon or something in this area. Maybe it was a green dragon though. But it seems that they were two different zones. There were Axe Knights in this zone, and then just to the east, green dragons. So because they were two different zones, it turned out to not be as efficient. It's still a pretty decent zone, though. In any case, second place, not bad. Again, small group, so would have liked to have done better, but it is what it is. Sometimes the RNG is in your favor, sometimes it's not. Sometimes the options that you choose for different things are good, sometimes they're bad. Just depends. And again, we could have had keys earlier, we could have had Erdrick's sword sooner. I don't think they're you know, the reason why we did it how we did in the seed. I think it really kind of came down to bad luck that armor happened to be in the vanilla sword chest, bad luck with the encounters on the way down, and perhaps some tactical decision making that could have been changed, both with the dives and with the grinding of level 16.